Amen. Chazak u'baruch. Reading Rabbi. It says in the Gemara Yerushalmi, Misha damich veRosh Hashana, damich mazaleh. What does that mean? If a person sleeps on Rosh Hashanah, his mazal also sleeps. That's what it says. So what does that mean, mazal sleeps? That means that he's not going to wake up to have a good mazal, to have a good success in the year. This is what it means. He's going to have a problem with that. So therefore, right, the person should try not to sleep on Rosh Hashanah. What does that mean? What? Not to sleep at night also? What? He should do 2 days without sleeping? Right? It's a little bit difficult to do that, right? So we're not talking about at night. At night, the person can sleep as much as he wants. You know, as long as you don't go too far, right? Don't go too far into sleep. When a person sleeps too much, what happens is that he's more tired than he was before. You know? So you gotta find a balance when it comes to sleep. Don't sleep too little and don't sleep too much. That's the way it is. So we're not talking about sleeping at night. What we're talking about is sleeping in the daytime. So what difference does it make, right? If it's daytime or night, what's the difference? It's all the same, no? Sleeping is sleeping. So the difference is like this, that during the daytime, the Bet Din, Lemala, in Shamayim, they're working, they're open, right? The Bet Din is, the Bet Din is open for business over there. So therefore, this is the time where they're judging you. So you don't want to be sleeping at the time that they're judging you. This is the whole thing, you know? It's like, you know, somebody, they invite you to court, right? They summoned you for some kind of a crime, you know, Galo Aleinu, that you did, and all of a sudden, you know, you came over there and you started to sleep, you know, in the middle of the court. The judge is going to look at you, he's going to say, what is this guy? He's a litzan, he's a clown, what is this, you know? He came here to sleep? You know what I mean? We're judging him now, he may be sentenced to 30 years in prison, you know, and this guy's falling asleep over here. No respect. He doesn't care about his own future, you know, that's the whole thing. So this is the reason why a person should not do that. You know, his mazal is going to sleep like that, so he shouldn't sleep in the daytime. That's what we're talking about. So the question is, well, what does that mean? How should he do? So the truth is, you know, that even though the Yerushalmi says this, and doesn't make a differentiation between parts of the daytime, but the Arizal, you know, who was the great Mekubal of the last 500 years, nobody was like him, you know, he was like a person with Ruach HaKodesh. They say, you know, about Arizal, you know how great he was, right? That he could look at you, you know, in your forehead and see, you know, what your tikkun was, what you needed to be metaken. He was a very big tzaddik. He was very big, you know. They say, by the way, that he was Mashiach ben Yosef, just you know, of that generation, the Arizal. How do we know that? There's a story brought down that what happened was that when the Arizal was in Mitzrayim, so he came to Eretz Israel. He learned most of his Torah in Mitzrayim. That's where he was, where the Malachim came to him over there, taught him the Kabbalah. He was in Mitzrayim. Can you imagine? The worst place to be. That's where he learned. Can you imagine? So he was sitting there and learning, and then all of a sudden, you know, he came to Eretz Israel. So he wanted to move to Eretz Israel, you know, make Aliyah, like we all want to, hopefully. Hopefully we're all interested in making Aliyah, right? We should be. So he came to Arizal to Yerushalayim. You know, and he came to the gates of Yerushalayim, you know, the old city, right? At that time, we're not talking about the new city, you know? We're not talking about Binyanei HaHoma and places like that. We're talking about the old city. So he came over there, and all of a sudden, you know, they say Satan came to him, and he had a sword, you know, drawn in his arm, in his hand, you know? And he told them, if you come into here, you should know. He said, I'm gonna cut you up into pieces, make you into a shish kebab. He told them, don't come into Yerushalayim. Don't come over here. Go somewhere else. You want to live in Israel? Go live in the north, go live in the south, wherever you want to go. Negev, right? Whatever, right? Sharon. Not over Yerushalayim, you're not coming in. So the question is, why not? What's the problem to come into Yerushalayim? Why didn't the Satan allow him to come into Yerushalayim? So you know why? Because he was Mashiach ben Yosef. If he would come into Yerushalayim, the Geulah would start already. Can you imagine? This was the beginning of the Geulah. Boom. So Satan told him, listen, you know, with all the respect to you, you know, and your Torah, but the Geulah is not ready yet to come, you know, we're still not ready for that yet. So, you know, there's still too many problems, too many sins, too many problems, you know. So Arizal was Mashiach ben Yosef of that generation. That's what he says, the Arizal himself, he writes that. So what happens is, right, that the Arizal, who was such a great man, he says that after Chatzot Hayom, after midday, which is about 1 o'clock, right, a little bit before that, 10 to 1, whatever, quarter to 1, he says you're allowed to sleep after that. So what does that mean? If a person prays, goes to prayers, and they finished over there, let's say, I don't know, 12 o'clock, hopefully they don't take too much longer than that, right? They shouldn't be here until 3 o'clock. That's too much, crazy. What? Give people time to eat. Give people time to do something, in their life. What, all day they should be here in the synagogue? On Rosh Hashana? This is crazy. So the Gabbaim, they really should try to speed up things, and don't keep people here all day. It's not proper to do that. Tirchat Tzibura, But when are they going to eat? When are they going to rest? When are they going to learn some Torah? They don't have time for nothing? All day in the synagogue? What kind of thing is this? I always tell people, every year I'll tell people, at Maran's synagogue, Rabbi I was there for many years. I was praying there for high holy days. Rosh Hashana, what time did we finish? 10:30, out the door. Boom. 10:30, out the door.
What time you start?
On Shabbat, we finished 9:30. Shabbat, regular Shabbat.
What time you start?
Rosh Hashana, 10:30. What time did we start? On Shabbat, we started 7:30. On Rosh Hashanah, we started 6:30. 4 hours. You know why? Because
Approximately, we are also in this time.
Huh?
We are also in this time. We start 8:30, we finish like 11:30, 11:45.
I hope that's good. I remember one time we were here. I don't remember if it was Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur. I don't know. We did Musaf like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was crazy. What is this? So I remember one time you were here. It was like 1:30. To the Musaf. Well, too much. This is too late. Yeah, I don't know if it was Yom Kippur. It doesn't matter really, whether it was Yom Kippur.
ראש השנה הוא אומר.
שבת.
ראש השנה.
אתה מדבר על ראש השנה?
Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur, one or the other. I remember, we did Musaf. It was like 1:30 in the afternoon. Too much, too late. Why keep people so long for what? Wasting time. Wasting people's time. It's not good. Yeah. Sure. I'll tell you something. Man, I'll tell you something, Shalom. I understand you, of course, I understand you. This is very important. Yeah. I know, you're right. But I'll tell you, the truth is, that Maran, he was also selling psukim over there. But you know what it is? They were finishing the whole thing in 10-15 minutes. Why should it take 2 hours to sell psukim? I don't understand why. Okay, well, what can I tell you? But this is the proper way to do things, Shalom. With all due respect. I understand you. But this is the proper way to do things because the tzibur doesn't want to be here all day. They have to go home also. They have to do something at home. This is not. Yeah, it's not good. It's not a good thing. What can you do? It's all up to Hashem. It's all up to Hashem. Right. That's the way it is. Absolutely. Tirchat Tzibura. This is halachic. By the way, this is a brought down halacha. Tirchat Tzibura. You're not allowed to be matriach the tzibur. Just make them suffer. Too much. How much can I wait? How much can I wait? How long can I wait? It's too much already. There's a limit to everything. So as we said, right, that when it comes to the prayers, and Maran, they sold the psukim, and over there they used to come the Syrians, from Brooklyn, from Deal, rich people, milliardaires, with deep pockets, and they were buying psukim over there, big money, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000.
100,000.
Yeah, big money, big, but. They didn't take them a half hour to decide, It took them 30 seconds.
Because they have a big
they love Torah, they love Hashem. This is the reason why. They respect Torah, they respect Talmidei Chachamim.
Because they have big buckets.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I remember, on Rosh Hashanah, 10:30 we were finished. On Yom Kippur, 11:30 finished. So what does that mean? 11:30 finished Musaf, everything. Yeah, and until 3 o'clock we had Be'er Revi, 3.5 hours. You could sleep, You could take a rest, learn some Torah. I used to learn Torah. I didn't want to sleep, I brought some books. I used to sit there, bring my books over and start learning. I wanted to learn also on Yom Kippur also. Nothing that brings you kapara like learning Torah. Some people were sleeping. The Chazan, was very tired. Moshe Chabusha, he was tired. He was giving his 100%, of his neshama. Chazan is very tired. What can you do? So he has to sleep a little bit. He has to rest.
Aber tu sagst ja, Kippushi, that's the about, she's the about.
Sheileba. Rosh Hashana Sheileba. Rosh Hashana, no sleep, right? Yom Kippur doesn't say Yom Kippur. Doesn't say anything about that. Right? So Yom Kippur, you're allowed to sleep. But as we said, right, after Chatzot, the Arizal says, after midday, right? Piral Sadeh.
ראש השנה שיצאו, השאלה בדילה זה דייטין. After 12:45 שגילת זאת דייטין.
Right.
ראש השנה
You can sleep as much as you want. You can sleep 3 hours if you want. The truth is, if you're really tired, and you want to sleep 3 hours, no problem. You can do that too. After Chatzot Hayom, after 1 o'clock, So what does that mean? I shouldn't be here at 1 o'clock, doing musaf. I should be already home eating, and then going to sleep a little bit. That's what I should be doing. This is the proper way to do things. You know what the problem is? That unfortunately, we learn from the Ashkenazim this problem. What they do is, Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, they stay in shul all day. They don't have they have no time to eat. They have almost nothing. They all day they're in shul. This is not really the proper way. It's not the proper masoret. It's not the proper minhag. It's not the proper tradition, because a person needs also time to do his things every day. To rest, to eat, to learn Torah. Every day we have to learn Torah. Also on Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah. This is an important thing to understand. Yeah.
אם יש לו הפסקה של שעתיים,
Right.
אבל אין לו לאן ללכת. למה ללכת זה 45 דקות, לחזור 45 דקות, אז מה הוא יהיה בבית רבע שעה?
Well, each one is going to do his cheshbon, you know what I mean? Hopefully, by the way, hopefully, Shalom, they're not coming here with a car, you know what I mean, driving, right? We don't want people like that. We prefer that they should go and stay in Long Island and pray over there in Chabad, wherever, somewhere over there in Chabad. You know what I mean? Why come over here from Long Island to be Mechalel Shabbat, to be Mechalel Yom Kippur, Mechalel Rosh Hashanah? That's what we don't want, you know what I mean? So, whatever, okay, so, you get the idea, but the point is like this, right? That the Arizal says after Chatzot you're allowed to sleep. What's the reason why you're allowed to sleep after Chatzot? The Arizal says, because the Beit Din after Chatzot is closed. The Beit Din is only open the first part of the day, the first half of the day. So what does that mean? They're not judging you anymore after Chatzot. They're not judging you. So therefore, since they're not judging you, you're allowed to sleep as much as you want. So that's not called Damich Majaleh. I'm sorry? I'll tell you in a second. Yeah, I'm going right now. I'm going to talk about that.
So the next day of Rosh Hashanah is the same story?
Second day, same thing. Yeah, same thing. Same thing. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Everything is a little bit different, but the point is like this, right? That I'll tell you. So as we said, right, that in the afternoon he can sleep as much as he wants. Don't go too far. You don't need more than a couple of hours, whatever. But whatever it is that you need. Your body needs it. Your body knows what it needs. It'll tell you what it needs. The body. Don't worry. Everything will be revealed.
Few hours Few hours
Right, that's true. Yeah, it's true. That's why I don't like it. Be honest with you. But anyway, right, as we said, there's also another chidush which was brought down by Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Auerbach. Who was one of the big achronim of this generation, one of the big chachamim, Ashkenazi chachamim. He says also that something like this. He says, that when the Gemara says in Rosh Hashanah that a person shouldn't sleep on Rosh Hashanah, it means that he shouldn't go to sleep. But if he's already sleeping, and then he didn't wake up on time, and a little bit in the daytime he slept, like Yossi mentioned, when does it start? I'll explain to you when it starts. So he says that's okay. You know why? Because he didn't go to sleep on Rosh Hashanah. He was already sleeping from the night. He continued. So Anus Rachaman Patre, he's not cognizant. No, Kavanah, that he can sleep a little bit after Amud HaShachar, after Netzach Hama, after sunrise, No big deal. In other words, let's say you're starting at 8 o'clock, right? So he's going to sleep, let's say, 1 or 2 hours in the daytime, But according to Gemara, he shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Not asur, by the way. It's not asur. It's not forbidden. It's just not recommended. That's what it is, Because you don't want your mazal to sleep. That's the whole thing, right? So he says that it's okay. The truth is, according to the simple pshat of the sugya, according to the simple pshat of the Gemara, it doesn't really matter whether you're going to sleep or you're already sleeping. You should try not to sleep during during the day of Rosh Hashanah, in the morning especially, right? So when does the day start? The answer is it starts at Amud Shofar, right? Dawn. So what time is that? About 5 o'clock. Yeah. Yes. So it goes according to your time zone, you know. Everybody is week. No. See, it's only open for you because you live there. You know what I mean? That's your time zone. That's where you live. You know what I mean? That's the way we have to look at it. You know, we have no other choice but to look at it like that. That's, you know, the time that we have to.
In Israel, it's a different time, and here it's
Of course, every place is a different time. You know, just like for Shabbat, right? They have their Shabbat, we have our Shabbat. Well, we don't do Shabbat like Israel. We do our Shabbat. You know what I mean? Same thing also with this. Same thing.
Izraelში בחילה, שבת, რამდენ საათს რო ცულობენ Izraelში, שבת დღეს.
As I told you, you know that Maran, Shabbat was 2 hours. That's it. You know, 2 hours.
ეგა ბიჭა, იქიდან იწყებენ, თუ იქიდან იწყებენ, დოლარშებიდან თუ ესე იგი.
Korbanot, everything. 7:30, we would start Korbanot 7:30. You know, Korbanot Tabi, and at 9:15 out the door. 1 hour and 45 minutes. That's it. That's what it was. Can you imagine? Everything, yeah, everything. They would read the Sefer Torah. The Baal Koreh was so professional. He would read nice, beautiful, no mistakes. There was no mistakes over there in Sefer Torah. Erti, Tauti Aricho. Erti Shetzom Aricho. Sefer Torah. Aricho. Huh? Selling psukim, yeah, 5 minutes. That's it. 5 minutes for selling psukim. Pach, 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 pach. You know, then the reading of the Torah, how much? Half hour. That's it. Going like a rocket ship, you know. Tuk, 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 tuk. If you want Misha Berach, you want Hashkava, 1 second, you know, the Chazan, he knows how to say fast, you know. Like this, you know, that's the way it was. I'm not sure. I think people will be happy, to be honest with you. You know? What can I tell you? You know? Each place according to its custom. Okay, what can I tell you? You know?
Another point.
That's for you, yeah.
There's another point. Sometimes when somebody reading here, let's say I'm not so fast.
Right.
Okay? So what is the purpose of the?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It was a beautiful reading, you know, with all the melody, you know, Kargi melody. They were not reading fast. It's just that there was no room in between, you know, in between the aliyot. They were going, you know, they were not wasting time.
Let me finish my.
Yeah, sure. They can keep up with you, no problem. They have no problem to keep up with you because the reading is beautiful. You understand? It's beautiful with all the melodies, everything, chazanut, everything. They were not Talmidei Chachamim. They were balabatim over there, just like everybody else. You know, that's the rabbi was Talmid Chacham. Everybody else was balabatim over there. There were some chachamim over there.
მეხილა ხახამი მე ხახამაბროსაც მივეჭი რაბოროსაც ეშეკითხა თქვათ ადამიანი ნელელა კითხო რომ როგორც იზაბა სიტყვის მაგალითად ადამიანი შეიძლება მიყვეს ესე იგი კარგად წაიკითხოს რაც შეუძლია და მე უსპიოს ხახამს და ბარუხ შებო აბედი დააბროს და ხო გამოსულია თითქოს ილოც.
Of course, he has to listen, you know, that's the whole thing. Just listening, you know, that's what it is, you know. He doesn't have to read it himself.
მე გამიგონია ხა მეხილა.
იმასაც უთხარეთ, არ აქვს მნიშვნელობა. მეთქი რა არის ყველაზე სწრაფი ცხოვრებაში? ადამიანმა თვალი. მოთხარი კი ბატონო, თვალი და თვალითაც ვერ აყოლებ, ისე ჩხარა კითხულობ, რომ თვალითაც ვერ აყოლებ, რომ
Rabbi, they were not reading fast or something like that. That's not the issue. The issue is that they were finishing. No wasting time.
შეგონია ჩვენ ისრებთ ხოლმე.
No wasting time.
მეგეთახმე.
You know where most of the time goes for the aliyot? Most of the time, between the aliyot, they stop. They stop for 10 minutes, you know? For what 10 minutes stop? I don't understand. It shouldn't take 10 minutes. It should take 1 minute. Too fast, too slow.
ჩემზე ჩქარა რო
This is the problem.
მე ჩემი ქავანით მიმყვები. გაიგერაშია საქმე რომ გამომივიდე ზუსტად.
Anyway, we understand the point, right? But anyway, the point is, as we said, right, that the Arizal used to sleep. So a person should try as much as he can. That's why a lot of the places, you know, here also now in Queens, a lot of the Bukharian shuls, they're praying Benet Sachama, you know, in Rosh Hashana. Why? Because they don't want people to sleep in the morning. So they get up early, you know. If they have to come Benets, you got to get up like 5:30, you got to get up. You know, so that's why they do Net Sachama. The truth is, at Maran's shul, they were not doing Net Sachama. They were doing 6:30, as I said. Later than Net Sachama.
ერთი სიტყვა უნდა ერთი თალბით ხახამისგან მოვისმინე. ერთი დიდი რაბი იყო, რომელიც როლოცულობდა, გამჩე შეხედავდა თუ თეთრი ისა ქონდა, მილო იმის ლოცა. ერთ წელიწადს იმის ლოცვა არ მიიღო და ერთი ადამიანი, ესე იგი, რომელიც თორა არ იცოდა, შემოსული იყო და უსმენდა და არც ერთი სიტყვა ბარუხ შემო არ გაუცდენია და სულ რაბის იქონდა ყურადღება.
Beautiful.
ეს კაცი ხახაბი დაინტერესებდა, წავიდა და იმ კაცს მიადგა. წინასწარ მეტყველი რა ვიზადებ. რა ილოცეო ესეთი და იმან იცი რა უთხრა, რაბიო, მე არ ვიცი ლოცვაო, მაგრამ თქვენ რო ლოცულობდითო, არც ერთი ბარუხ შემო არ გამიცდენიაო და თელი ყურადღება თქვენს ქონდა და ისე იგი შენი ლოცვა მიიღო და დალოცა იბრა.
You should know, by the way, the most important thing, when they're reading the Torah, even more important than to say Baruch Hu Baruch Shem Onaman. More important not to talk about other things. Asur ledaber. Don't talk about other things. This is the most important thing. You have to give kavod to the Torah. What does it mean giving kavod to the Torah? It means don't talk divrei chol about business, about this, about that. This is not the time now to reading the Torah. You have to pay attention to the Torah. That's the thing. It's the most important thing. It's the most important thing. Even between the aliyot, when they're stopping, even there, it's not allowed to talk. So the whole thing, for the whole reading, you have to be quiet. That's the way it is. Okay. So anyway, right, getting back to what we said, we're talking about Rosh Hashana, right? But so as we said, also regarding the seudot, I want to tell you, right? The seudot. How many seudot do we have to do on Rosh Hashana? 2, not 3, like Shabbat, right? 2 we do. This year it falls on Monday and Tuesday, so we do 2 each. 1 in the night, 1 in the daytime. The minhag is, in Rosh Hashanah, to eat sweet things, so the experienced people, who are, they know this minhag, they make everything sweet on Rosh Hashanah, a little bit sweet. The chicken is sweet, the fish is sweet, everything is a little bit sweet. Yeah, but the truth is, that you can make it very gourmet also, gourmet sweet, you can make it nice, if a person knows how to cook. A woman knows how to cook properly. She can make it really, really sweet, but and also very, very delicious as well. A little bit spice also, so that. So, Rabbi, but this, what we just said, right? To make everything sweet. So, as we said, right, but this is not halakha, to make everything sweet, So, if a person likes to eat a little bit spicy stuff, that's his business, we cannot tell him, oh, you're not allowed to eat, spicy, arshelaba, you can't tell a person like that. It's not emet, This is just a minhag, So if a person likes to eat harif, a little bit, spicy, fish, satyani tebzi, that's fine, no problem. No problem with that. Whatever you enjoy, you can eat. But the minhag is to eat sweet, So whatever, depends on how your wife cooks, and right, whatever it is, right? Whatever your wife can do. Right. So, as we said, right, that it's good to have sweet. Also, there are some books which brought down over there. By the way, this eating of sweet, in the Talmud, it doesn't say this, to eat sweet. That's why it's not really halakha, Halakha Arab. Not a minhag, it's a minhag. But also, regarding also that we eat, there are certain people who say, don't eat anavim shchorim, black grapes, don't eat egozim, tchile bi'achamo, Rosh Hashanah, don't eat fish on Rosh Hashanah. This is all minhagim also, Some people they do, some people they don't. Whatever you want to eat, it's fine, It's not, in halakha doesn't say anything. Doesn't say anything about these things. This is all minhagim. Some have minhag not to eat this thing, some have minhag not to eat this thing. But if your wife, brought it and you want to eat it, or you bought it, it's fine. You can eat whatever you want. It's up to you, So the bottom line is, whatever you enjoy, you can eat. But minhag is to have sweet, and things like this. Whatever. Okay. So we do the best we can. And also we have the simanim, right? We talked about the simanim already in the before last year and before. What are the simanim? That a person should eat the simanim on Rosh Hashanah, right? These are very important things. Why are they important? Siman al-miltahi. It says in the Gemara that this is is giving you a good sign, Kargi is a signing. It's giving you a good sign. You're eating things which are good for the whole year. So that's the way you start the year is how you finish the year. Of course, Daitzvot, it says, is a dam tarabs. So Daitzvot, Argat, if he started good, he's going to finish good. That's the way it is, So that's why we eat the simanim. we'll talk about Bezat Hashem, what are the simanim. We talked about it before, but we'll mention it again, Bezat Hashem. So this is the issue of the simanim. I want to just mention one more thing, Mechila, I'm holding you up. Regarding the women, right, for the shofar. Are the women obligated to do shofar or not? No, to hear the shofar. The truth is that, according to the halakha, they're not obligated. Why? It's mitzvah aseh she'azman grama. It's a time-bound positive mitzvah. So therefore, nashim pturot, the women are absolved from, according to the Torah, they're not obligated to hear the shofar. But the minhag is, that they come anyway. You know why? Because it's a good kapara, it's a good siman, it's a good thing, right? Whatever. So the minhag is that they come. But the truth is, if they can come, and they have no problem, they don't have any obligations at home, so they should try to come if they can, because the minhag is to come. Like this, especially with the Ashkenazim, by the way. The women Ashkenazim, everybody comes, every woman comes, like, that's it, like a chok, like a canon, everybody comes. By us, not so much, some they come, some they don't come. Each one has his own minhag. It's okay, by the way, they're not really obligated. So, we do the best we can.
ხახამი ცხარა ლოცულობს ხოლმე ესე იგი მას შოფარის დრო დაკრის დროშა რომ დაიხურდო რაბე აკეთი რაკდას ის ვიც ვერ დაეწია როცა ამ დროს
It's a very good question. Very good question.
აი რაშია საქმე იმას შეუძლია გაწყვიტოს და ისე იგი ჯერ მოусმინოს და მერე გააგზავნოს როგორც შეუძლია
Good question. So the answer is like this, that all these prayers that we do, before the shofar and after, it's all minhagim. It's not obligation, Most important thing is to hear the shofar. So when the shofar is being played, don't say nothing. Of course. That's the most important thing. I don't care about these prayers, you said every word, you didn't say every word. I don't care about this. No respect. Tchonis droa, shofar is droa. Teshub is droa. This means, that's what it is. Tchonis droa magarari. It's not the time to ask for, good things that you want. This is not a time of supplication and, asking for good things. It's a time for teshuvah, thinking about teshuvah, that, you regret what you did all year, Right, that's what it is, Chalata, mitcharet, you regret what you did, the sins that you did. That's what the shofar is all about. So we don't care about every word of the prayers, you said, you didn't say. Most important thing is, when the Baal Tokea is doing the shofar, make sure you hear right? Don't say nothing, don't get distracted. ברוך ה' לעולם אמן ואמן. רבי חנניה בן קשון נשיא קדוש ברוך הוא לזכות ישראל, לפיכך ציווה להם תום מצוות שאמרנו חפץ, למען צדקו יגדיל תורה וידיר.
אמן. אמן. יש לרב מברך, תודה בית ברך ויסתבר.